Very excited to be here once again on the red carpet with Jay Kamen.
How do you do?
Hey, we've had kind of a nice friendship going on now for about a year or so.
Right.
And you're a very talented editor at Sony Pictures.
Yes.
And you did this movie, an incredible film, which I've really enjoed, Not Your Time, with Jason Alexander.
Yes, Val Metaphor, Kathy Najimy, Sally Kirkland.
The head of Sony Studios.
We have Amy Pascal. We have.
You worked on some big films, and you're also known as the Fix-It guy.
I've been the Fix-It guy for a while at Sony. I've cut a bunch of movies since North Dallas 40 and 79.
Wow.
And the last picture was Night at the Roxbury. But I always wanted to direct, and I thought I would give myself my own shot to direct. And I'm into musicals and comedies, so I figured we would do it upright. It is a musical.
How did you get Jason Alexander in that movie?
Actually, I called through a friend, Jane Lanier, who is a fabulous dancer, who was taught by Fosse, who was taught by Gwen Verdon, and asked her if she'd be interested in doing this short film, if I can put it together. And she read the script and came by 2 days later and said, I want to do this. And I said, okay, you're it. And then she said, what else do you need? And I said, I need a great orchestrator. And she said, Larry Blank. And she called him, and he said, yes. And then she said, if you can have anybody in the world playing the lead, who would it be? And I said, Jason. And she said, let me call him. And he said, yes.
Now, Jason plays your character.
Jason, it's autobiographical, and Jason plays me as a film editor at Sony Pictures.
That's a classic. It is really a classic. And you wanted to kill yourself.
I frequently do. Yeah. Well, no, it's true. I frequently do. Except again, it's like whenever you think things are their bleakest, lo and behold, something happens and it changes.
But the beautiful thing is you turned it into a comedy, a musical comedy.
It is a comedy. It is a musical, and it is my life.
Thank God you're still here.
Here you go.
Now you got Sally Kirkland. She was here earlier. She was here yesterday, actually, in a movie called Actors Anonymous, and did a wonderful interview talking about her career. So how is that working with Sally?
Sally is brilliant, and actually also what's interesting is once my casting people put out the notice, her agent called and casting people said, Sally wants to do your film. Sally wants to do your film. She wants to meet you. So I said, okay. And she convinced, we sat and had coffee for 2 hours, and she said, I want to do this. I want to do this. I can make kids cry. I can make kids cry. And I said, you're it. You're it. Wow. It's like, what? Yeah, how can you do better than Sally Kirkland?
And speaking of which, Sally, you can't do better than that.
You can't do better.
But you came in right on cue.
You did. How did you do that?
I don't know.
Sally, we were just talking about you. We were talking about that incredible interview you did yesterday.
Oh.
I told Jay that you were here yesterday. He said, she was here yesterday.
Showing your light.
Don't worry. This is your,
You're in a spotlight. Sally, now you're all over the place at this festival. You're in, Actors Anonymous?
Yesterday, and Not Your Time, and tonight, Paul Cruz, Latin actor.
Wow.
Are you going to come after this, or that's it?
I can't come tonight. But
Tonight you can't make it?
No.
Okay, maybe later in the week.
No.
Yes, you are here now.
And I get to play a music teacher.
What's really interesting is to see the diversity of your performances. I mean, you go from these zany roles to these very serious roles. I am. I saw Jay's movie. Jay gave it to me, sometime back, and I loved it. I said, Jay, why isn't that a full feature? It's just not long enough.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's just too short. 25 minutes is not a long enough
Just
time.
like, maybe, even 250,000, and we'll get started on the feature.
It's true.
Sean, can you give us $250,000, Sean?
Exactly.
Sean doesn't look like he wants to give anybody anything right now. He just wants. So, Sally, do you have a particular preference of the films that you've been in this festival?
Well, they're all so different. This is a musical, and when I first started as a kid, I wanted to be a singer-dancer. And so even though I didn't go that route, I used to be a mean dancer when I was younger. Wow. And I just think the dancing
I don't
is
think you were ever mean. Were you ever mean?
I mean, mean as in...
As in good.
As in good. And Jay came to me through Jane Jenkins, who cast me in Ron Howard's Ed TV. So that's the top.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have to read the script. If Jane says do it, do it. And I met him in Culver City, and we immediately fell in love. And his direction was wonderful.
You liked working with Jay?
I like working with Jay. His direction was wonderful. And what he did with all the actors, Kathy Najimy and Jason Alexander, of course. And the little boy who I got to bully
He was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Jameson
yeah.
Moss, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jay is trying to launch his, I guess, his directing debut with this film. And how do you feel his chances are?
Well, I think they're excellent. I think anybody who sees his work, this film, would want to hire him. And of course, our job, you and me, is to help get him out there. And
No amount to God's ears.
you won an award last year at.
We just won Atlanta.
We won the Atlanta Film Festival.
Atlanta Jewish Film Festival
The Atlanta
2 weeks
Jewish
ago.
Film Festival.
And Jay actually has a distribution deal in the works, right? On this
Keep your
movie?
fingers
You're not going to
crossed.
start the movie any second, are you?
No, we're
Without us there.
No, Sean and I are the ones that do that. So we're gonna wrap this up really soon, and we're gonna get up there. But I want to thank you for joining us on the red.
Another festival last year. It was called the Los Angeles New Media,
And we
That
went
was at Beverly Hills.
national.
and the Boston International. So it was 3-time award-winning
Right.
short film.
It's always a pleasure to interview you on the red carpet. We did that interview there, I think, as well, and you were so sweet to do that. Jay, what can I say? This is a great opportunity to have your film seen here at another festival, and it's a phenomenal film. We just need $250,000, so just start writing those checks.
$1 million if you want.
It would make it easier with 2 million.
You know what's amazing to me, Jay? Just I want to end on this note. It's amazing that you've been at Sony Pictures for, what, 12 years?
13.
13 years, but who's counting? The hard luck round.
I count.
Every second, every minute. And you know everybody there. Everybody knows you. There's another film in the festival from Sony. I guess it's the Antonymous. Who did that one? The gentleman from Men.
Bolivin.
Right.
Bolivin, who's a post-production supervisor who I've known.
His film is actually airing in the same block as yours.
Okay.
So now, can you tell everybody out there, how do you make it in Hollywood? As a director.
What the film is all about. It's about how it's not your time.
Right.
And then finally, when you're going to shoot your brains out, it's your time. And can we do a reality show and you shooting your brains
You
out?
got to lose it. So the moral of the story is you got to lose it to make it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, on that note, there you have it from the pros of Hollywood, and Jay over here at Sony, and Sally, who's phenomenal. They work with everybody, Robert Redford, everybody, the biggest stars in Hollywood. So I want to thank you for joining us again on Festival Week. I'm Rich Rossi, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.